So it's Friday again, and not just a freaky Friday this time, a phantasmagorically freaky Friday, because it is Friday the 13th. So let's get down to it. We've got the Halloween tarot here, which is what we always use for Freaky Friday, because it's a freaky kind of a deck. Right, without any more to it, let's put the camera on the table and see what we've got today. There we go, cards on the table. So as always, it's a pick a card reading, friends, and I have just about managed to get a very slight horseshoe going on here. So that's amazing. I've been trying to do this for weeks, and finally I've got a camera angle that works and doesn't show the edges of the board, and we've got a slight horseshoe. So it's a slight horseshoe Freaky Friday reading. Pick a card then. We've got 1, 2, 3, the heart of the matter, 4 or 5 and 5, whichever way you want to see it, guys. You're the psychic here when it comes to picking the cards out, and you will be guided to the right cards, I'm sure of that. Let me know in the comments which ones you've picked. That's always good to know. But yeah, you'll pick the right ones, absolutely for sure. So then, if you've picked your card, and I hope you have by now, let's turn over card number 1. It's the Queen of Pumpkins, the Queen actually of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. So a very earthy kind of energy here. Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn, the signs associated with this card. And there's 3 arrows there. So I guess they're Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn. And she's sitting pretty. Healing purple coloured hair she's got. This is great. And there's a lot of fertility here. And fertility really does go with the abundance of the Pentacles. It's really good to use your kind of positive abundance, whatever you're rich in, to help other people. And that is part of the key to discovering your spiritual mission. What are you good at? What are you really abundant in already? And if you feel you're not abundant in anything already, and you turned this card off, and you picked this card, not you turned it off, you picked this card when I turned it over, then, be aware you've got some blessings, you've got some abundance going on in your life that you didn't already know about. Look, rabbit there, ready to run off. Black cat, full of kind of spiritual magic and everything. And there is Grandmother Moon smiling down on her efforts. So I'm sure that the gods, as it were, are smiling down on your efforts as you're trying to get through this life. And goodness knows it's difficult enough. We're all sort of doing our best to get through it. Got a crumb on the board there. Let's just remove the crumb. Can't be having crumbs on the board. Goodness no. So she's generous, she's nurturing, she's creative, and she's all about those aspects of you. And we all have those aspects, actually. Sometimes they're well hidden. Sometimes we've been told either that we're not creative or our creativity, the way we do it, is absolutely useless. But don't listen to the naysayers who say stuff like that. They're knuckleheads. They really are. You have got what it takes, friends. If you chose the... Well, actually, even if you didn't choose the Queen of Pumpkins, you've still got what it takes, because we all have. You just got to find out what it is that you've actually got of the things in this life that it takes to get things done. Know who you are, know where you're at. But this is very fertile, so put everything you've got to good use. Share it with others if you need to, and not just if you need to, you do need to. Share it with others if you possibly can, in the kind of kindest way that you really can summon up. Okay, so there's card number 1. What have we, I wonder? For card number 2, it's the 9 of Ghosts. This is really good news. This essentially is the 9 of Cups, the water signs, the element of water. Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces are the energies involved in this card. And this used to be called the Wish card. I mean, not this one because it's very new, but in the ancient tradition of the tarot, the 9 of Cups, which this represents, was... called the Wish card, because the chances are you're going to get what you wish for. The only thing you've got to do is be careful what you wish for, because this guy looks pretty smug here, doesn't he? He's like, ha ha ha, I've got it all. Well, presumably not, because there are 3 cards left to go in this reading yet. So this is taking us somewhere, really. Maybe he's not sharing his abundance. Maybe it links into the Queen of pumpkins that way. You never know. But the chances are your wish will actually come true. This card indicates satisfaction. It indicates prosperity. And look, he's sitting on this gilded trunk with these gold corners on it. What's in the trunk? What's he sitting on? The black cat is there. The black cat seems to be in all these cards, and the black cat is slightly cynical, but it is curling its tail around the edge of the box here, just in case there's something good in there. So, open your magic box. That's my advice to you if you pick this card. The Nine of Ghosts, in other words, friends, the Nine of Cups. So now we come to card number 3. Did you pick this one? And if you picked all 5, this is the heart of the matter. Let's turn it over and see what we've got. It's the moon. Ooh, the moon. Possible danger of a false light. And before I really get into the card, let me say, friends, a lot of people fear Friday the 13th. And that's kind of a false fear. So if you're fearing the energies of Friday the 13th, then really, that's just something that's been instilled as much as anything by the churches over the years. 13 is a great number. It can be lucky for you. They say it's lucky for some. You just got to decide that 13 is lucky for you. And so it is, and so it will be. Okay. We've got a werewolf going nuts. Does this represent your inner werewolf, friends? We've all got an inner werewolf in us sometimes that goes a bit crazy and makes us feel a bit crazy. But this is the Halloween deck, and it is Friday the 13th. If you're watching in the future, this is still the energy that's around you at the moment for sure. Look at this. It's XV111 in Roman numerals, number 18 in the major arcana, which is just like a number 13 with a V stuck in the middle, an extra 5 to make it 18. Hidden dangers are definitely a possibility with this card, okay, but with that goes a sense of deception, and particularly around Friday the 13th, we tend to deceive ourselves that there are hidden dangers that aren't actually there. But at the same time, there's a warning here that things aren't all, what they seem to be. Everything is not what it seems, and you need to bring your sort of subconscious mind to bear on whatever's happening in your life at the moment, particularly if you pick this card. But this is the heart of the matter in today's reading. Use your intuition, use your instincts. The subconscious mind, the general sort of wild, feral nature of the human mind is a very positive, very powerful thing in so many ways, because it takes us away from what we're supposed to regard as normality, what we're supposed to think is really good and really normal. Well, if you're into the tarot at all, you've probably been through the kind of thing I'm talking about, which is other people's disapproval, basically. Not a thing to be worried about. Just keep looking up, keep looking forward. There is definitely a synergy going on with the moon here, but the wolf isn't meant to be scary. The wolf is your sort of feral spiritual nature, the way the gods actually made us, the way we were put into this world to be. And as with the moon, there's always a danger of kind of false guidance or being told false things. Well, I'm going to say, because this is a Friday the 13th spread, it seems very much to me that this is all about the falsehood of the world we live in, trying to tell us that we're false, and that is not good advice. We are not false at all, not one little bit. So there is the moon, there is the centre of our reading for today. Let's turn over card number 4. What have we here? Wow, the 5 of pumpkins. So we're into Pentacles energy again, and this time it's a 5. There's a definite sense of loss with this card, particularly because we started off with the Queen of Pumpkins. It's as if we've stepped backwards a bit. But isn't that just the nature of life? Here is the happy-ish, or should-be happy clown, all dressed up for a good time, being carted away by a rather mischievous devil character there. And the black cat actually looks concerned. Cats are so cynical. I love my cats, but they never look concerned like that. Well, I suppose they do sometimes, but very rarely. But the cat is actually concerned because this character has just been being dragged away from what seems as if it should be rightfully his, and he's got a bat on his suit as well there. Now this is all about a turning point. There's definitely some disappointment going on here, and it can be a distressing time, but it's a turning point, Okay, they're locked out in the snow at the moment, but sooner or later the clown gets inside, gets into the warm, and if you weren't stuck out in the cold, you'd never really make the effort to get out there, to get back in there, sorry, to the warm. And surely you will be, if you're feeling that way at the moment, surely you will be. We've got the abundance of the Nine of Ghosts, ghosts here, yeah, it is the Nine of Ghosts, I'm going mad. And also the abundance of the Queen of Pumpkins, a massive amount of abundance going on here. There's just this kind of slight wobble in the middle, and now we've gone back a bit, but we've only gone back a bit because ultimately we are going to go forward. Things are going to come into being that are good. Loss, maybe. Unexpected difficulties, maybe. But this gets us solving the problems, you know. Material loss brings out the old thing of necessity being the mother of invention, and kind of brings things so positively back to life. So 4 out of 5. What have we got for card number 5, friends? Let's find out now. Let's turn it on over and see. And it is the 8 of Bats. And I don't know if you guys use this expression in the States and Canada, but in Britain, if you're bats, it just means you're crazy. You know, someone's gone bats. And we've certainly gone bats with the 8 of Bats here. Essentially, it's the 8 of Swords, and I think you could probably have worked that out already. It just looks like the 8 of Swords lady here, doesn't it? It's the element of air, basically. Gemini, Libra and Aquarius associated with this element, and bats flying all around. Quite scary in a lot of ways, but the swords are always about some kind of decision, and it's important that this character here actually makes the decision to move forward, to make new things happen. There's water. It's a nice purpley healing water. Purple is a big colour in this deck, I suspect, because it looks so good, but it's a healing colour, whatever else anybody wants to use it for. So there is definitely healing going on here. The cat's looking a bit mischievous here, and the cat is like the spiritual inspiration, pulling the bandages off, pulling the bonds away, and trying to set this lady free. Now, there is a certain amount of crisis, obviously, with this, and it sits rather well with the 5 of Pumpkins, where obviously there's disappointment. But like the 5 of Pumpkins, it indicates a situation where you've got to pull yourself out of it, or you've got to like pull rabbits out of your hat to do something crazy, do something unusual, to actually move the situation on. There's no standing still with this card, really. The lady is standing still, but I feel sure she's going to move forward very soon. There's a sense of imprisonment, and of course, wherever there's imprisonment, there's going to be freedom eventually, whichever way it comes. But this lady, this character is frozen, and this might be you if you only pick this card, guys. But don't worry about it, because when it's like this, you know you're going to escape, absolutely for sure. There's just fear here, you know. It can be fearful to run away from a situation that's not doing you any good. Sometimes we need to cut the cord with people, and we think, oh dear, if I cut the cord, you know, there'll be no going back, and it's going to be so difficult. But it's not really a worry, because in spiritual terms, if you cut the cord, and the cord really still needs to be there, for your own highest, best good, of course, and you still need that tie, then that cord will grow back, so everything will be absolutely fine. But things are restricted here. It's time to break out. It's time to move forward. Now, we do have a Libra moon on the day that I'm doing this. It is going to change on the 14th, so that is going to be like tomorrow if you're watching that video, this video on that actual day when I upload it. So things are moving. Astrology is always moving. So we're moving out of the Libra balance into the Scorpio kind of world where everything's black and white. So take this opportunity now to actually get yourself forward a little bit, okay? Most particularly if you pick this card, but that is really the energy of this reading. And there, my friends, is this reading. Let me know which cards you picked in the comments down below. Why not? Okay, short and sweet. Well, I really hope you enjoyed that one, friends. I certainly enjoyed doing it for you. I love this Freaky Friday thing because I get to take out the Halloween deck and have some fun with it. We can sort of take this deck with a pinch of salt, really. You know, there's a lot of images and stuff in it which traditionally would be scary because it's the Halloween deck. But isn't that just the nature of being a spiritual person living in a kind of well, it is actually a spiritual world. We're all walking about, marching about like elephants on Mother Earth's goddess energy. We try to channel it as best we can. But the things that are meant to scare us, scary stories really, not to be worried about. So I hope you had fun with this reading, guys. I will be along, if you're watching this on the day, I will be along later on, 5 p.m. Eastern USA time, which is 11 p.m. here in UK time. So I'll be reading in the dark, ooh, as we come towards the fall. The nights are drawing in. So anyway, we had a fantastic session on Wednesday, so I hope you'll join us again for that live stream. If you're watching in the future, live streams every Sunday and every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Central Time, in other words 9 p.m. UK time, and Fridays, like later on today, we're going to be going live 5 p.m. Central USA time, 11 p.m. UK time. I hope you can work out your time from that wherever you are in the world. And, wherever you are in the world, my love goes out to you and the love of this channel. We have some fantastic followers sending healing out to each other and to the world in general all the time. So, hope you've enjoyed this one. That's probably about the 10th time I've said that. I'm not very good at bringing things to an end, really. I like to keep going on and on and on. So I will bring it to an end now. I'll force myself. If you'd like a private reading, 35and83@gmail.com is my Gmail address, and you will find it down in the description. Do leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. Let me know anything you want to let me know, really, in the comments below. And do hit the subscribe button as well, because there are more readings coming up all the time. That way you won't miss any. And please, friends, don't forget to drop a like on this video. It helps the channel no end when you interact like that. It really does. So do drop a like on it. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon in a future video. So, friends, be good to each other. That's always the best advice. And I send you love and light and blessings and peace.